everybody. Good evening.
Headed out to the fishing grounds here. We're off Cape Gravel, down back up here to the northwest. Just came through the rock pile at Cape Chiniac, and we're off Cape Gravel. And we're about to turn and get this slop on our stern. Should be a little bit nicer around here. We just fired it up a minute ago. There's old BP. Yeah, not this much, just rolling around out here. Yeah, it's a little choppy out here. It's a little spicy. Be better once we get turned here. Should get this pretty well on our stern, I think. Tide's flooding right now, so it's stacking this chop up a little bit. Not too bad though, because we haven't put the stabilizer fish out yet.
Yeah, that's true.
The poles are tipped out, but the fish are on board, so.
I guess everything's lashed down pretty good out there, although the RSW is sliding around in that bend.
Well, I can't go too far.
Yeah, hopefully it's not getting beat up or anything.
Oh, that was a good one. I don't know how big our swell is here. I don't think it's quite that big.
Probably
The forecast said 4 foot seas. So maybe, like I say, a little bit more, just stack it up. Because the tide is flooding. So it's going the way we came. We're going to be in the trough, kind of weird here. Turn us a little more back to forth. Might have to put that fish in. We'll see here.
this ain't too bad though.
Yeah, once we get down here a bit more, it should start stretching out. Get away from these capes right here. We got a little bit of a list, I guess, to the port side. We got a tote full of bait. We were at the plant the other day. We just got everything switched over on here to halibut fish and pulled an observer. So we took them out for the day and came in to grab some ice. They were just getting ready to tip a full tote of herring into the bio-dry truck just to go grind it up and render it into fish meal. Stuff was still half frozen, and so they gave it to us. So that was super cool. Probably 800-900 pounds bait.
Yeah.
I think it might have came off a schooner that delivered there that morning, and we're headed over to Dock Bay to tie up for a little while, so maybe they're going home for vacation or something, I don't know. But the timing was perfect. Like 10 seconds later, that stuff would have been gone. So that might explain our slight port list here. It's not too bad though. We're not tanked down, we're just dry, so we'll probably tank down later and then level out pretty good. But we kind of always do have a bit of a port list on here because of the generators and kind of the extra junk on that side. Yeah, thank you. for the Father's Day wish. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. We had a really nice morning, hanging out with the family. And I guess we got going about 3:30 or something, huh?
Yeah, about that. I think we untied at about 4.
That feels better already.
Yeah,
It was a little sloppy on the corner there.
right. Still gotta turn a little bit. Back the other way.
Yeah. I don't think it looks like it's stretching out about that.
Yeah.
If we get away from these caves. I ran out a little bit deeper. Yeah, we're running down quite a ways here. I'm not sure where we're going to start fishing, but it'll be a bit of a run. For those of you that joined us on our last live stream, I apologize for not picking it up the next day. It was kind of a busy morning. Actually, it was kind of slow in the morning. We got a good hit right at daybreak, and then it was pretty slow. And then we got on some fish later on. We ended up getting our trip limit in. I think it took us till maybe 3:30, 4 in the afternoon. But we did round them up. We're not sure what our target species is. We might actually go after some cod here. Got a couple friends that got a big hit down here a few days ago. Now the whole world knows. But we'll see. We're probably just going to do a rockfish trip. We got a big order we need to fill. And then we got to get switched back. We got to get on this halibut program and get some guys taken care of. So, up in front of us somewhere, about a mile out.
Are they coming out with us or going with us?
I'd say they're coming towards us. Not on the radar, so
Ah, I gotcha.
they're off to our port side. you too. If you're a dad, all the other dads out there. Oh, I see a sodium over there.
Oh yeah. There they go.
You pop our sodiums on, I guess. Yeah, that's thick. Well, things aren't flying around quite enough to necessitate putting our stabilizer fish in the water, but if it keeps up much longer, we might have to. Front view?
I gotta hook your phone up.
Oh, got hooked the phone up?
Yeah. Left all the Cosmos on dead.
Oh no. I think the cord for my phone is down below. Plug in an outlet if that's what you need. Should be okay.
Is it hooked up?
I believe it's hooked up, yeah. I'm not sure how long we'll be out. A couple of days, I'm guessing. Yeah, there's well, maybe one or two trips of rockfish left down here, and then it's gonna close. So we thought if we were gonna do it, we better get on it. Focus on that. What about if it's back here? It'll just focus on them.
Try and get the lens over a main spot.
Good evening, Frog Carpenter. Yeah, our destination, I'm not really sure what it is right now. We're kind of just keeping an eye on the weather, seeing what it's going to look like tomorrow. It's might be a little windy to fish on the outside, so likely we'll just head down the inside of Sikalitic Island. Past Old Harbor and run down that way. And we can kind of fish on that inside and stuff. be out of most of this anyways. It's supposed to come down tomorrow afternoon / evening. Oh man. Shit.
That was a good one.
Are we ready for our fishing now?
I suppose that'd be a good thing, considering we just flung the microwave across the alley.
Man, I saw that just in time to brace myself.
Anything out here is still in place.
Yeah, you got the deck strap down good. And I was just saying it was starting to get nicer out and stretch out. Creeper right there. thing that went flying was a microwave. One of these days, I guess we should bolt that thing down. That's got that deck tight, tell you what. I looked over to the port side there, and that was a big roller right there. All I saw was water. Alright, back on track here. Yeah, that slipped out there, Kathy. I think I said ship. Sorry about that door banging around.
thing I tied the fridge in.
Well, that is a good thing. Well, at least the cord slowed that microwave down, pulling out of the outlet.
Ah. Yeah, it might have flung for real, if not.
But it shattered everywhere. engine room cam now too, guys. Give me a few minutes and I'll get it set up here. Looks like everything's okay down there. No one's boots fell in the bilge, so that's good.
Right?
Yeah, I'll have to, I'll get it online here in a minute. I gotta get the URL for it.
Kathy, did I hear a 4-letter word?
It slipped. I was wondering if I'd get called out there.
The truth behind EIS Alaska. Now the big expose is going to come out.
People that know us know.
Those stabies sure make a big difference.
Oh, you wouldn't even know it's rough, would you?
Right?
I mean, it's not terribly rough, but I don't know where that sneaker wave came from. That was a good set that came through right there.
Yeah, sure was.
I looked over that way, just didn't see time to see the face of it. It's like, oh, hold on. I knew that one was going to give us a good roll. I don't know if the microwave is dead.
Probably not. It didn't tumble all the way to the floor. I saved it. It landed on the bench, and then I reached it just in time to save it.
I think the cord being plugged in kind of acted like a safety line for it. Slowed down the initial momentum it felt. We don't have any longline gear out. We just have our reel on. But we're gonna squeeze in a quick rockfish trip here before we take our halibut guys on, the permit holders. So we had an observer. We pulled an observer for our first halibut trip, so we just took him out for the day on here and set a couple tubs out front, outside of town, and then I guess we just got him off yesterday. He delivered. Was that yesterday?
Yep.
I'm already fuzzy. Yesterday was a long day.
Contrast the EI with its full displacement hull in these conditions with versus the fishtail.
Well, we could run in the fishtail. Yeah, that's easy enough.
We've run in some pretty funky stuff in the fishtail.
Yeah, she actually travels really nice with the poles out. Those would definitely be having stabilizer poles out the whole time though on the fishtail. Yeah.
And like bucking into it, fishtail doesn't really like much more than 4 or 5, maybe 4 footers because it starts
it's not
scooping.
comfortable.
Yeah, lots of bucking. This one, you kind of just plow through them, and it's a pretty nice ride.
Most boats are uncomfortable bucking into it, but there's varying degrees of that for sure, based on the size. This one's a lot more comfortable. It does tend to just kind of plow through it.
Yeah, we alternate, Mike. Dad will go down for a nap and get up maybe an hour later, hour and a half. Just depends how we're feeling. Once the person driving starts getting drowsy, or before that, even really, we'll switch out. putting out that pole and trying to get me on the roll. The water coming through the scuppers.
Almost blasted you?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh man.
I saw it come and it's like, ooh.
Out
Stepped
there
up
in
on
your
the
tennies.
right, stepped up on the raised part. It's like, oh no, here we go. Not today.
Video capture device, is that what it is?
Yes.
Is that the right one? No. Something else. Already forgot. It's not an iOS, is it?
No, maybe on my phone. Maybe that's a video capture device.
Gotta be, right? That doesn't show.
Create the new.
Let me see where this is.
All right, Gold. We'll see you later.
Oh, it might be in your browser. That's not it.
What's our favorite fish to catch and favorite fish to eat? I think favorite fish to catch is probably for me between probably rockfish or crab. Crabbing's really fun. Tanner crab. And favorite fish to eat is probably also rockfish. Yellow eye, they're really good. Easy to cook. Caught it pretty good too. Depends on what you're cooking. If you're cooking like fried, like with panko, rockfish is really good. It stays firm, doesn't really flake apart so easy like cod does. But cod is really good for chowders. Super tender. Melts in your mouth. jig trip, Kathy. We have the long line gear on deck now, but that was just for a day out front, and wanted to squeeze in one more jig trip before we really get into paladin. So that's what we're doing now.
All right, there's the engine room. If you're interested, we got a camera down there now, so we can monitor that too while we're traveling, which is really nice.
Looks like a little bit of water ran forward from the last.
Yeah, a touch, but not too much. So we don't have AIS on here. We'd have to buy a transceiver. We can pick up AIS through our VHF radio, so we can see vessels around us if they have their position on. But to transmit, you need a transponder. We don't have one. Maybe we would use it sometimes, probably not for cod fishing.
Yeah, it could give away your spot.
It can be pretty competitive if you're on good fishing. People would know right where to go.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we have a little bit of a delay on our cod season releases too.
Yeah. Well, you can see my sweatshirt hanging there, moving around once in a while. The engine's covered up pretty well with the belts and stuff with that wood thing on the front, so not much to see down there, but occasional movement of the rain gear, that black sweatshirt hanging towards the back there. Hi Cindy, hi Dave. Yeah, we're just rolling away here. Took a pretty good one a little while ago. Tossed the microwave off its little perch there, but I don't think it hurt it. No other casualties to report. So Matt went out and put the stabilizer fish in after that. I thought it'd be a little bit more on our stern here, but it turns out it's just kind of quartering off. Well, we're almost in the trough.
Yeah, it's kind of, and then they got a swell coming south. I guess kind of easterly.
Now it's starting to go southeast.
I did lose about half my coffee though on the floor.
Maybe I haven't even touched mine yet. Is it cooled off now?
It got
Cheers.
absorbed by your pillowcase. I took the case out and was hanging on the stove now.
That's worse than the microwave getting trashed. Spilled coffee is nothing to joke around about. That's just the bilge, yeah. There's just a tiny bit of water down there.
Yeah, the bilge is filled with concrete, so really the only dip in it is up front where the pump is, that little white thing. And it's a pretty shallow sort of, I guess, collection area.
Yeah.
It holds all of like 1 gallon of water there or something.
really nice to get all these cameras hooked up on here now and be able to monitor them. I have it on the time zero now too, so this image that you're seeing is going through the OBS software that we just use to stream. But if I switch this to the time zero, 3D one, then you can see it on here, and I can go between my 3D cube, just a deck cam, which is super nice for setting gear, the engine room, and then a combination of all of them. So it's a good setup. I love it. I don't know if you guys just saw that or not.
Yeah, we'll see if it catches up.
Oh yeah, right. Anyways, yeah, the colors on the chart are just to show the different depth. So the blue is deeper, the green is shallower, the red is really shallow. This is just time zero's fishing chart here. And then it's also got a 3D cube on here. So we have a bathymetric generator, so it's taking the input from our depth finder and rewriting this bottom to show like all these contours and different structure down there. If you just went to like your regular chart overlay, this is what it would look like, and this is what you would see. And then the fishing chart just kind of puts that into a 3D perspective. It averages all this stuff out on this regular chart here, unless you have the bathymetric generator, which is like an add-on module, and then you have to interface your depth finder to it, and then you'll get more resolution and show your structure. So all of these lines right here are track lines that we've driven on, and every one of those dots is like a sounding that we've made. I don't have it turned on right now because we're getting some interference from one of our USB cables, and it just cuts in and out, so I have that turned off, but it still shows where we have traveled. So we're pretty excited too, because we got a new transducer that instead of just making one line, it actually makes 50 points a second and puts it out to like 200 feet on each side of the vessel. So this is accumulation of like several years of fishing along this edge now. But the other one will help us map out the bottom a lot faster, so that's pretty cool. Just switch on and off on wheel watches. We don't really have like a set schedule. We'll just drive if we get tired. Then the other guy will take over. If one of us is laying down and we're tired, then just wake them up. But we don't have like a set rotation with hours or anything. Yeah, the 3D chart is really awesome. I'm excited to get our new transducer put in. Now it's nice out. Let's pull in those fish.
Yeah, right? Why does it feel so cold now?
Right? Yep, we got her on autopilot. I think if you ever get a boat, the first two things are an autopilot and stabilizer poles. They'll both increase your productivity and make your life a lot more comfortable and easy. There's a lot of guys that say stabilizer poles are sissy poles. They got a lot of names for them.
Flopper stoppers.
Flopper stoppers. I'll never have those. Only wimps use those. I fished on boats with them and without them. I like boats with them. Yeah, we're gonna have to get pulled to do the transducer. I got a big fairing block that needs to go in there. Got to fabricate a nice fairing block out of fiberglass, and it's gonna get fiberglass like right onto the side of the keel, basically, because it's got a pretty wide beam that needs to map, both sides of the vessel. So if we put it further up on the hull, I think the keel is gonna shadow some of the beam going to one side or the other, depending on which one we put it on. So we'll get pulled in the boatyard and do it there. It's gonna be a little more involved than just punching a hole through the bottom and sticking a transducer with a fairing block on there. So to get good flow over it, the fairing block is going to be about maybe 38 inches long, something like that. I've drawn it up in CAD. I can probably show it to you guys. If you're interested, I could show it to you. The transducer itself is about 5 inches wide and 12 inches long. And so it's got three, it's a multi-beam. So the main one that catches the data points for the depth finder, it shoots out 50 points a second. And then it's got pitch and roll and yaw built into the transducer to accommodate like the sea state. So it's getting the correct readings. It's not taking it out off to the side or anything. And then it has two other transducers in there. I think a 40 to 150 kilohertz, and then 40 to 155 kilohertz, and then 150 kilohertz to 200 and 240, I think. I'll have to look it up. It's really nice. It's way better than what we have. Right now we just have a 50 200 kilohertz, so a split beam. But this other one, multi-beam, is pretty awesome. So that would be nice to get hooked up. think the third week of March. For us, we're gonna start fishing this boat in earnest after this little rockfish trip, after this jig trip. We went out day before yesterday, just for the day, and set a little bit of gear. And prior to that, like the day before, 2 days before, we took the fishtail out because it had the reel on it. Caught some of Anita's quota to fill our share box orders. So for folks that ordered those, well, you probably know we already contacted you, but we'll be starting to ship orders out tomorrow, weather permitting. Hopefully it's not foggy like it is today. If so, those orders will be going out tomorrow. And got a few other ones going out, some rockfish orders. The cod are kind of weird. They say a lower kilohertz one is best, but it also depends on bottom too. So the transducer that we're getting is a lot more powerful than this one, so it has better bottom discrimination, and we can even get a module for the time zero that tells us what kind of bottom we're on, whether it's like sandy, gravel, rocky, that type of stuff. But you know, getting one that has really good bottom definition is the important part. Fuzzy tuna. Hey, I think we just saw the fair trade here in Kodiak not too long ago. We were wondering if it was a Southern Seas, so very interesting. That boat's got a lot of history in Kodiak, and we saw it tied up at Oscars. I want to say, how long was that? A month ago? Maybe a bit longer.
Seems like it.
Yeah. And I was wondering if that was the old Southern Seas. Appreciate that. I hope you guys have good fishing out there. You guys are at the end of the world. Ampa is out there. When I was a lot younger, the first boat I fished on was a 75-footer named the Mariah, and we'd fish out that way back during the Derby days. It was like 7-day openers out there. We were traveling out there on one trip and going through Seaguam Pass in a storm, bucking the tide, and we took a big, huge roller over the bow and blew the windows out of that 75-footer. It was quite the experience. It had 15 windows in the wheelhouse, took 9 of them out. Then I guess about a decade later, we were out by Island of Four Mountains and ran aground, and she sank out there. That was the end of the old Mariah. Yeah, we can just wait on our halibut till it's convenient and fish other stuff in the meantime. And then when those fisheries close or kind of wind down, then we'll transition into halibut. We've got a little bit of lease quota on here, and then we also have a couple guys that come on board. They own quota. They come on as a walk-on, it's called. And so as long as the vessel fits the permit that they're on, they can just walk on any boat and fish their quota. So we take them out, which works out good for us and them. Yeah, it's funny. We knew that was the Southern Seas. It's been a long time since I'd seen the boat in Kodiak. Hope you guys have good fishing. You know, the price is really good still here. It's gonna be a little less out that way, but still, it's a great price, so that's good. Yeah, definitely look us up. We'll tend to be in and out, but yeah, give us a shout. We're on B float in the small boat harbor. When I talked to the guy at the plant yesterday, he said, you know, they don't foresee the price softening up any right now, so I think the outlook is good. Evening, Doug. Thanks for joining us. straw carpenter. It just kind of depends on the conditions and how the container is oriented, I guess. If part of it's sticking up, yeah. If it's just kind of like level with the ocean surface, probably not. If it's pretty flat column out, you know, a radar will pick up stuff like buoys and stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure about a shipping container. Hey, good evening, Gary. Yeah, so we're just traveling down to the grounds, Doug. We left town about 4 o'clock, I guess, something like that. Nah, it doesn't worry us. Just gotta pay attention when you're traveling. I mean, I'd hate to hit one, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking rockfish. We're checked in for rockfish right now. I think there's a couple of trips left, 2 trips left down here, and we got a pretty big order for a wholesale customer we need to fill. So I'm afraid if we don't do it now, we're gonna miss the opportunity later. So we got, depending on where we start fishing, it's like 6:30 a.m. to get down there. We're bucking the tide right now too, so once it switches, we'll make a little better speed. I think, let's see, well, it's almost high tide now, so. So it'll start falling here before too long. And we'll pick up some speed. I think the odds of running into a container ship are pretty low. They do lose them occasionally, like on the transit from like Seattle to Alaska. But it's fairly rare. I don't know what things are like, you know, over Japan, the Philippines, Russia, over that way. I mean, our currents do come from that direction. So stuff that's kind of lost, like on the way to Alaska, usually doesn't make its way up to us so much. I think it just gets kind of peeled back into the Gulf again. But stuff does work its way up the Aleutian chain, like when Japan had the big earthquake there, some of that debris made its way to Kodiak.
Now we get the glass floats and stuff. They use those in Japan to get those all the time.
Yeah.
Where is that beach where there's just like a ton of them? Is that still there, or is that like picked clean?
No, there's still a lot of beaches.
Is that is that out the chain or something? I've seen pictures of that.
Yeah, along the chain, but also like the beaches like up in Bristol Bay and stuff. They're loaded with those floats and places.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I follow him on Instagram. What's his name? Some Southern Seas 2 weeks ago. Oh, what's his name? Of course not, I don't see him on here. Maybe I'll think of it in a while. Dan Rhodes says that we're so slow setting gear. Says we always use 4 and the boat went full bore. 2 picking up ganyons, handing to 2 that snapped them on the ground line. 1 bait every 5 fathoms, which is 30 foot, which is exactly what you guys are snapping on, is at 30 feet. According to the Observer, he counted the hooks on the sets. It was 27 feet apart. Put out 5 2-mile sets in 7 to 8 hours.
5 2-mile sets in 7 to 8 hours.
We set it 4 knots, and you guys are just standing there. Like, we could probably set it 7 knots and you'd be just fine.
Yeah.
This is one of my Facebook comments from a reel I posted yesterday, where Tristan and Matt are snapping hooks on, and it's funny how everybody in their mind, they think that they're going so much faster, and then they see a video of somebody else doing the same work, and they just like immediately discount it as being incredibly slow or incredibly inefficient. Your mind always speeds things up when you're doing it for some reason. And obviously, as a fisherman, you think you're the baddest dude around. Sorry, Dan, but I gotta give you a thumbs down on that one. I mean, Matt sets gear alone at 4 knots, and same spacing, 30 feet apart, all day long.
Just get into a flow and you can really pop them on pretty quick.
I mean, so that's 10 miles of gear in 7 to 8 hours. That's a joke.
Yeah, we do half that in like 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. It takes us 2 hours to set all the gear on that reel.
Yeah.
Like 15 to 20 minutes a set usually for like a 10 cover.
Right.
So 20 minutes times 4. That's 80 minutes. That's like an hour and a half.
Right.
Yeah, I love reading comments. on videos.
Facebook is full of trolls. It's actually pretty funny.
Right? That's a horrible troll. That's like very unimpressive. Are we being camera shy? No. Matt didn't hook up the inside camera yet. The Osmos were dead. So they're on the charger. So the red showing on the screen is just a shallow compared to the other stuff. So kind of coming up on a 18 fathom spot there. A little bit deeper around it. I don't have any, we don't have like very good satellite imagery up here for heat, I don't think, or ocean temps. Not like the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like it shows like the Gulf Stream and stuff down there really good. I'm not sure about the West Coast. Maybe they do. Microwave's back in its spot. I don't think it got hurt. No shattering glass at least, so oh, that's good. Like the swell starting to pick up from the southeast here. A couple nice rollers. So this will work out pretty good for the pass here. We're going to be getting through here another half hour, so that's good. It won't be ebbing too much yet. I think you still even be flooding.
Oh yeah.
It's a good time to go through.
Yeah, I'm building up.
Just kind of started popping up the swell then. Yeah, I know that the buoys out here have the same thing. They have the wave height, wind speed, and surface temp, but I was talking about satellite imagery. So they have a buoy off of Portlock Bank there that shows all that, and then I think one down here somewhere, maybe down by Albatross, I'm not sure. So somehow it's supposed to one time out. Somehow it's supposed to trigger a message.
Like on the timer.
Yeah.
They just it's on timers.
I think that's supposed to be a moderator. Maybe it's just in here, huh?
Yeah.
And you don't really use the command unless you want to do something.
Right, yeah, the commands are what you tell people to do if they want to find out about something. Like exclamation, socials to list off, whatever.
Oh, actually, is this where you drop that in? Or no? That's what's autofilling for me.
Set that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Set the interval for probably, I'd do it for higher than 5 minutes, probably 15 or something. First zucchini for Kathy. Nice.
No potatoes for us yet. Hopefully they start popping out of the ground soon.
Yeah, they went in a little bit late. I think what was it, like the 10th or something like that of this month. Finally got them in. All right, Doug, you have a good evening.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Well, depending on where we stop, either 6 a.m. or maybe a little earlier. I'm not sure where we're going to fish, but the spot that we have on our chart right now is 6 a.m. it looks like. So a bit of a long haul.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Sweet.
Really,
we'll probably travel. Well, I think we're probably gonna fish kind of on the inside tomorrow. It's still supposed to be a little blustery out. Then again, it might not be that bad. So maybe when we get down here a little further, we'll figure out whether we're gonna anchor up for the night and fish outside Sikalitic Island or just continue running on down. So undecided on that one yet.
Yep, see how we feel here in a few hours.
If we do anchor up, it'll be down here a ways, maybe 20, probably about 24 miles. So at this speed, 4 hours. So it's gonna be at least midnight before we get to an anchor up spot, if that's where we stop. Talking about going up in here to Santa Flavia Bay and then come out on the outside and fish over here Ocean Bay, Sikalitic. Or we may run down further and anchor up down here. By then it's going to be really late or really early, 4 a.m. We'll see if we start getting a push from the tide here. That'll help out.
Right. Yeah, we'll at least stream for a little while here, though. Not sure if we'll go all night, but
Probably not all night. So all these little lines on our chart are from our, so Time Zero has different modules you can buy. They're add-ons to the basic software. And one of them is called a personal mathmetric generator. And so all of these lines right here are actually depth data points that are being collected from our depth finder. And as it puts it in there, it redraws the bottom of the chart here. So if I click on this 3D cube right here, you can see that it's redrawn the bottom. A lot of this is wavy because it was probably swelly out. But let's see if I kind of pan over some. You can see that it'll pick up high spots and reefy areas. Like as we get up here towards the pass, so this is more rocky stuff and jagged, hard, rocky bottom. So it starts out looking like this, just an average of what a chart would look like. But then after you drive over it, it starts to redraw this in a 3D relief. And so you can really start to see where rock piles are and high spots, things of that nature, which makes it really nice for doing rockfish, but also like halibut and cod. And so that's what all those little lines right there represent, is basically like track lines where we've traveled, but in this case it's just the data points. I can turn that off somewhere. That's just regular soundings. I usually leave it on because when you're fishing I kind of use it as a track line. Right now it's not leaving anything behind us because we're getting a lot of interference from one of our USB cables. When we put a new computer on, the USB cables are a longer run now and getting a lot of high frequency interference for the one off of our depth finder. And so it's not working quite as good as it should. If I plug that data cable in, then I get really bad interference on my depth finder, and so I just have it turned off. But otherwise there'd be a line of dots behind us right now as we travel along here. So yeah, that's what it is. see everywhere where it's swerving, and I've kind of like moved around on here. That's like where we're running bottom. Right here, it's pretty much we're just traveling through this area. We do fish this area sometimes, but mostly it's just traveling. In other areas, there's a lot more like this reef right here. We've made sets here, so that's why you see all these like little squiggly lines when we're setting and hauling and things of that nature. Yeah, I do need to get some good USB cables. We're the ones from Walmart aren't very good, I don't think, and we don't have any good like the Pure stores here. So we actually have a new transducer that we're going to be putting on the boat, and it's all Ethernet inputs, and so at that point it'll kind of be it'll fix itself, it'll sort itself out here before too long. Once we're going to get the boat pulled out, maybe after halibut, before we go salmon fish, get the boat pulled and try and get this transducer put in. And like I say, it's a different setup. It has Ethernet cables going from the sounder to the computer, as opposed to this one is serial going into a converter that changes it to a USB RS-232 signal, I think. And that USB cable is where we're getting all our interference from. The weird thing is it kind of comes and goes. We've been kind of battling with it since we've been cod fishing, and we got the signal cleaned up pretty good, but then sometimes it's just acts up again and it's obnoxious.
Yeah, pretty annoying.
The crazy thing is our little the laptop that we had on here, we didn't have that problem with it. But then again, like I say, the USB cables were really short. It was just like mounted on my on the gauges for the engine, and so the USB cables were short. Now our new PC is down in the forecastle, so they're like probably like a 12-foot run or something, and USB cables don't like that too much, I guess.
It's kind of weird because it's just a data stream.
Yeah.
It's not like it's anything like of high bandwidth.
I think that maybe if we order the USB-C cable extension, then we can put that hub up here and shorten up those USB runs.
Yeah.
And then maybe it'll work itself out too.
You put it all the way up there.
Yeah.
And you can shorten the data game too.
Yep. I don't think it's on, I don't think it's on that side. It's not on the serial side though. It's on the USB side.
Yeah.
Where that interference comes from.
Right.
So I think just having those USB cables like plugged into extensions and making that long run is where we're getting the problem from. Yeah, that's exactly the problem, Kevin. Is that it just degrades so bad, and if they're not, I know that you can get really good USB cables that are shielded and can handle that, but for some reason, the signal coming out of the depth finder has a lot of radio frequency interference. That's the nice thing about the Ethernet, is it can handle that a lot better. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'll pass that along. I don't know if she's watching the live stream or not. Maybe, maybe not. She says when she does, she doesn't get any work done editing videos, so she may or may not be on. So once we get through the narrows here, I'll pull up a CAD drawing on Fusion that I made of our transducer if you guys want. Give you a little sneak peek.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, that's right.
Spoiler.
I've been busy drawing stuff up in CAD. I got a sweet little redirect for our longline pulley that we're gonna get put on. And one that we got right now, if the line goes slack on it and you're not paying attention, it gets jammed in the crack and then it busts the line off. So I gotta rectify that problem.
Yeah.
Before it costs us some gear. So that'll be a nice little project that we got going on. I found a company to custom make a really nice pulley ship for us out of stainless. So that's pretty cool. Should be getting those in a couple of weeks, I think. But I got a fairing block and our transducer all drawn up in 3D CAD, so I can show you guys what it looked like, kind of. Starting to pick up some speed here, man.
Yeah, nice.
what kind of food we got around here, buddy.
Well, I was kind of wondering that too. Have to round something up here. Now that it's bellowed out.
Yeah. Be a pretty nice run the rest of the way. Might have to pull those fish back in, huh? We'll see how things look here in a bit.
Yeah. Really just that sharp, weird cross swell up there.
Yeah. That'll get turned a little bit more here too. To the southwest. Now that we're at the Narrows. So that dude's comment is so totally flawed anyways, because when you think about it, you said 2 guys snapping on and 2 guys handing them ganyons. So basically 2 dudes just standing there like picking up ganyons and handing it to the 2 guys snapping on ganyons.
Does he have a channel? We should do like a...
No, that was just a Facebook
Yeah.
post.
No, that's funny.
I'll have to look him up, his profile. It's just funny. It's like, okay, well, I was just thinking about it again. I think our fish are running about 2 fathoms down, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Right around
The
there.
cable is 2 fathoms, right?
And they're maybe 2 feet down the line,
Yeah.
a foot, so about 14 feet deep is how deep the fish are running. We don't usually anchor up really shallow on this boat, but on the fishtail we'll anchor in 2 fathoms or less sometimes, and we'll feel those fish bumping bottom at night. It's really annoying.
Yeah. She like shakes the whole boat.
Yeah, it shakes the boat when they go slack and then pick up again. And so sometimes you'll have to get up and pull them in. So this is about a third of the journey over now. love. Well, I'm glad we don't have to deal with storms like that. Tornadoes are terrifying. Even the hail generated from some of those storms is bad enough. We do a lot of damage. Yeah, the hail is tough too, especially on the farmers. Boy, it can just pulverize crops in a heartbeat. That's a tough business too, farming. This guy's got a lot of challenges. Guess it's still flooding. It's knocked us down to 5 knots.
Oh, jeez. Huh. Arrival time, 8 a.m.
Gotta get over here a little more into the eddy, I guess. here a little bit and get around this corner. There's a big eddy right here, so pick some speed back up. Right now the tide is still flooding, so just slowed us down quite a bit. When we get back over here though, we should pick up some speed. Interesting enough, and this sounds really counterintuitive, but when there's a really big swell coming out of the southwest and a big ebb, it gets really nasty in this whole area. We get some really bad tide ribs, and it can stack up into 10 or 15 footers just instantly for about this quarter-mile stretch right here. But if you hug this edge right here, right along this kelp line, it'll be big stacked up rollers, but they'll be stretched out a little bit. They won't be breaking hard, and it can really save you quite a beating, actually.
Yeah, our last trip down here, boat actually rolled over here.
Yeah, they did. We came through about 4 hours earlier than them, and we came through on the flood, so it was kind of like this. But it was there was a big swell that day, and I guess about 4 hours later they came through. I think headed north on the ebb, and they broached on a wave and rolled them. It was I guess about a 36-foot landing craft, 38-foot landing craft.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
Thankfully, somebody over here on the beach, right over here, Fossil Beach, I think it's right here. They saw some debris washing up on the beach. They had a bunch of oil drums, 55-gallon drums, and they were glassing out here, and they saw them cling into the hull, overturned boat. Coast Guard came out, picked them up with the chopper. I don't know if they saved the boat. I don't think so. I didn't hear anything.
Didn't hear anything.
One way or the other, but it did save them. So that was a nice thing. Terrible story, but happy ending. So it's really amazing how just shallow areas like this with high currents can get really nasty. And a lot of times you don't realize it until you're stuck in it. You can't get out. For instance, if we're going the other way right now, this knot and a half would be added to our speed, so you'd be doing 8 or 9 knots, and by the time you get into it, you realize what's happening. Sometimes you can't turn around in that, so you just gotta push through.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you watch the Haulover Inlet, when the waves push them into the current coming out of the channel.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That just buries your bow.
Yep.
And yeah, it can get pretty dangerous if you're not paying attention.
Small light boat can get pitch pulled on that stuff.
Yeah.
Buries the bow and then just flips you right over. Smooth sailing for us here today, though.
We left the wild ride behind a Chiniac.
Yep.
wonder how it got to be 8.
Yeah.
It's like hanging on for the ride, I guess. Crept up on us.
Always does, huh? We got kind of a late start. It's
Yeah.
okay though.
I guess that's part of it, leaving town.
It was nice. I enjoyed today.
Yeah, it was nice.
Your eyes, I know, right? Do I need to crack the door?
So,
Got quite aromatic in here. Matt's got some stuff on the skillets, some garlic and onions and mushrooms and
hurt my eyeballs.
whipping up something good, but ooh. Yeah, it's fog. Well, it looks like it's starting to lift a little bit on this side, but it was locked in pretty good all the way from town. It's been a couple 100 yards of visibility. We passed a quarter mile away from a boat. Didn't even really see them. Just the glow of their sodiums when they got right abreast of us. Saw them on radar the whole time, but didn't see them until they were going by us. So pretty socked in today. I can see a ways now though. I can see Passaic Shack Point. That's a couple miles away. 3 miles away. So it's starting to lift a little bit. Yeah, see you later, Tom. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Be pretty nice out there tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Flavia.
Yeah.
On the outside.
I mean, if it's funky, we'll just shoot on down, right?
Yeah.
Roll around the corner. It'll be nice over at Shiprock and over that way. It won't cost us too much. papers, huh? Yeah, we'll probably do some live streaming tomorrow. Hopefully the fish are biting good. The line in the water is our stabilizer fish. So they go up to stabilizer poles, and it's like a big paravane, like a downrigger. And as you pull it through the water, it dives. It exerts force on the stabilizer pole, which is connected to the mast. And so it slows the roll on the boat. Yeah, we'll probably end up bringing them in here in a little bit if it stays nice out. It was pretty rolly up the line a ways when we came around Cape Chiniac. Kind of a sharp, steep swell. So we ended up putting them in, but we if it's nice out or if the swell's really stretched out, kind of like it is here, we'll leave them out. We'll pull them on board. So they're kind of triangular shaped, and they have a big lead weight on the front of it, and then the line is connected to a fin on the top. So as you pull it through the water, it wants to dive down, and it exerts a tremendous amount of force, downward pressure. Good evening, Rusty. Yep, headed south.
Hey, Rusty. Good evening.
Yeah, Dane. Yeah, it'll be on there. The live stream, it'll be on there. So there's some past ones on there too. But yeah, we'll post it. I was gonna try and find a picture of our stavy pole here, or our stavy fish, but I don't know if I have any pictures of them. I must somewhere. You guys can follow us on Instagram and Facebook too at EIS Alaska. We're always posting stuff on there. Some kind of behind the scenes stuff that we don't always necessarily film or capture any content on.
Kind of like in a way more real time than Facebook or than YouTube is, just because the nature of editing and content gathering, and always a bit hard to get it up right after you film it.
Yeah, there's a pretty long lag time before when things are captured and when they're not. There's actually, if you look at our Instagram account, it's back quite a ways, but it shows one of the stabilizer poles on our little boat, the fishtail. But it shows the stabilizer fish and then the stabilizer pole too. That's our other boat. I was seeing if we had a picture of this one, but I don't see it yet. Oh, I need to put that on the night bot, huh?
Yeah, you can put all that on there.
Right?
That's the easy way. Plug. Self-plug.
this evening?
Good evening, Rob.
We'll probably be out for a couple days, I'm guessing. If fishing's really hot, we can get it knocked out in a day, but we'll see. Might take a day and a half. Fishing was pretty good the last 2 trips. It just kind of depends on what the weather looks like in the morning. I think it's supposed to be pretty nice, so we can probably fish on the outside where we want to fish, but otherwise might be up in the bay a little bit. Fishing won't be quite as good there. Usually smaller fish is what it is, so it takes a lot more of them. But yeah, we'll just kind of play that one by ear. I think we're gonna anchor up around the corner here. It's about 3 hours yet. Get in there around midnight, drop the hook, then get up early, maybe 4:35, and run down the rest of the way. Be a couple hours of running in the morning. Wow, that fog lifted some.
Yeah, right?
Oh, Matt's whipping up some awesome homemade stroganoff. Ooh, boy. It smells good in here, guys. So as the crow flies, we're 24 miles from Kodiak. I guess around 30, I want to say about 30 miles once we come around the corner and loop back around. So we've been running for a little over, I'm not sure what time we left. I think it was around 4:30 or 4.
It was like 4:30-ish.
Yeah, so it's been 4.5 hours or something we've been running. We haven't been making real good time. We were bucking the tide on the way down, and now we sped up a bit, but we got our stabilizer fish in the water, and that probably slows us down a good, I'd say 3/4 of a knot. So we should be doing around 7.2, maybe 7.4 knots normally without those right now. So yeah, something like that, I guess. So we'll be going down here. Let's see, we're right here. We're just gonna come down around the corner past Dangerous Cape right here, and we'll come up into Santa Flavia Bay and anchor up there for the night, and then get up bright and early in the morning and come down around the corner around Cape Barnabas here and start fishing in this area, Ocean Bay. See how that goes. Fishing's been a little off and on there this year. This is the closest area. The line right here is where the next rockfish district that is open is. So we can't fish west or north of this line right here. So we're kind of hoping that we can fish here. Otherwise, it's just keep on working down. It adds a lot of time to our trip. We shall see. tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh dang, I didn't even tie up any gear yet.
I know, right?
Yeah, I have to bust that out in the morning.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should start now, huh? My hands hurt thinking about it.
It'll be okay either way.
Mom hid the Apple TV box from herself.
That's what she was saying earlier.
Funny girl.
What was she need an Apple TV box?
I don't know. This is Mikey's dog.
thanks for popping in and hanging out with us. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Look at that. Making bank today.
Nice.
Still moving, Gold VP. Probably be about midnight before we drop the hook. I'll get up early and run down the rest of the way. can.
Huh, weird. That's odd.
Lost it. Wonder if some water ripped into the next valve, huh? Yeah, I did. It's off on our time 0 too. Not sure which cord it was either, but it's unplugged.
Unplugging and plugging stuff back in. Let's see if we can get it back up or not.
It's gone. It's not showing on the switch. investigate that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe it's time to sign off. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
No camera anymore, so I hope I can get it back up and running. So I'll have to take a look at that, guys. I don't know why that just cut off. So, anyways, we appreciate everybody joining us this evening.
Yeah, thank you all for hanging out as always.
And we'll get our camera back up and running. We'll probably see you tomorrow at some time. We'll be pulling some fish on board.
That's right. Everyone have a good night, and yeah, I'll see you then.
Yep, thanks for joining us. See you later.